I'm Irene Williams, and we are here at Coverings. Coverings is North America's largest tile and stone expo. I'm very honored that a very busy lady took some moments to be with us here today. This is A.Clore.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hi,
She's here at the show as an influencer. Sounds oh so fancy. Last year she was at the show as a rock star, and she kind of happens to like some tiles. So tell us about your relationship with the Covering Show. You went from rock star to influencer, so what's the story about?
I'm a little, not so little obsessed with tile and coverings and, everything that makes a space, beautiful and attractive. So coverings for me is just kind of like that natural next step to, see what's new in the industry and what we're seeing, trending and what's going to be a staying power too, through the industry. So I think this is a great way for designers, manufacturers, even clients to see what is going on in the tile and stone world. So we love coming to Coverings every year.
So when you were named a rock star, what was this? How did you earn that title? What went into that? I know you got nominated.
I did. So one of my staff nominated me, and really it's just kind of like that, influencer, if you will, in the world of tile and in the design world. So I own my own firm here in Orlando. We're based here. We do commercial, residential, and hospitality, so a little multifaceted.
Yeah.
And we really just pride ourselves in one-of-a-kind designs that speak for themselves and really harness maybe the signature of a family or a business's style or, kind of what their family signature would be.
Right. So your use of tile as an interior designer is what earned you that auspicious
Rockstar.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. And I got a chance to meet this year's Rockstar class, and they're just so amazing just to see what others are doing in the industry, that like-mindedness of it. And, I just love that Coverings honors really great people in the industry.
Yeah, so cool. So as an influencer, how is this year different from last year? Like, what does being an influencer and an interior designer at this very awesome show entail?
It's so interesting because I think there's, 9 miles of tile, they say? So, and we literally have walked 9 miles to see every trend. And so being able to spot the trends, see what's cool, seeing what, it's bleeding in from different countries and different, manufacturers and products, and really learning that, the basics of design, the basics of what we're looking at in a healthy space and the well-being really is about the coverings and the things that we're putting on and in the homes and businesses that we have around the world.
Right.
Yeah.
One thing I really noticed about you as you tell your story about your business is you're very clear you're a licensed interior designer. You're aligned with ASID, the American Society of Interior Designers.
Yes.
So tell us about why that matters to you and why you make that so clear in all your messaging.
Absolutely. So I joined ASID as a student. So I've been, part of the organization for just a few years now. But I think it's really important to continue your education. So I think ASID really has that harnessing of helping designers from student all the way to, very veteran practitioners continue their education in interior design. I'm the past president of our chapter here for North Florida, and I'm so honored to have been part of such an amazing team of women and men that really elevate our profession and show the world what we do, and that it's different than just picking a paint color or fluffing a pillow.
Oh, yes.
It's really about the health, safety, well-being of a space, how a family or a office or how we can really enhance that well-being and make somebody love their space. We love our outfits and we love to look good, but if your first confidence is in your space, in your room, in your closet, or wherever it may be, it just makes the experience in your life just so much better.
Right. And I have learned in working with interior designers over the years and doing what I do, it takes so much detail and intelligence. It's really not about the fluffing of the pillows, and tile is a really important part of that from my knowledge. So could you speak to, obviously tile is lovely and we're going to talk trends, but what does tile do in the mix of how you're designing a space for functionality?
Sure. Tile for me is one of those products that is very resilient, right? It's a hard surface, it's easy to clean. They're getting so technology based now with just the prints and the different types of tile, printing on porcelain and ceramic, and these, you would never know that it's not a marble or it's not a limestone. So I think just the technology and this amazing way that the manufacturers are showing products is great. And what I love about coverings is that you can see, as a designer, I can see the installation. So I can know, like, oh, I know how that's put together. So when I'm working with my installers, I just know I have a little bit of a, up on the game, because I know a little bit of like that installation, kind of the back end of it, which, kind of impresses, of course, my installers too.
Oh yeah. So do you have a team of go-to, because you're based here,
yes.
and is most of your client base in the Orlando area? Are you very geographically targeted?
Yeah, I mean, we would go anywhere,
Sure.
any design, as long as it meets our style, our ethics, and we do it. We would go anywhere, but we do work in kind of like a 50-mile radius of clients here, and we do anything from the coast all the way to resorts, Disney resorts,
oh wow,
commercial
yeah,
hospitality.
you got a lot of fun stuff here.
It's so fun, and that's what's great about being a licensed interior designer, is that we're able to kind of do that cross discipline and design and work with multiple businesses and families, and so it keeps it fun and fresh. And my team really loves doing jobs that are different every week or every couple months.
So you walk that line doing residential and commercial. Do you have a preference by
Ooh, that's a really good question.
Just depends on the project, maybe.
It depends on the project. I think my heart is certainly in residential. I love helping a homeowner or a family create a space that they're going to love and live in and love forever. Not forever, but for a very long time, years to come. And then commercial for me is a little bit, it's kind of that 9 to 5. You're making decisions between 9 to 5, and it's you can get really creative. I love the idea of bringing commercial into residential and residential into commercial, as long as it meets code and, of course, and it's up to par. But there's no rule that says that you can't mix those together. So I'm loving some of these like LED lighting in the tile and things like that you might see in a more contemporary or commercial setting. I'm going to try and bring that into our residential clients a little bit too.
So you've already opened the door to trends, so keep talking. Or what are like 2 or 3 that they're just ringing your bell? You got to do them.
There's so much here to tell you about, so we probably could have another 30 minutes to chat about it. Large format tile that has really, I saw it last year, I saw it the year before, but it's really going big now. So we're seeing like 5 by 10 tiles, which means less grout lines, which everybody loves that, and some beautiful things, beautiful products. I'm seeing a lot of metal like inlaid in the tile, so really like detail oriented to that. Let's see, what else am I seeing? One of my favorite trends that I've been seeing is kind of this, the influencer yesterday, we're trying to figure out a word for it. We're calling it a transition bleed or a transition. So instead of just a straight line, you're seeing like a really cool geometric come into maybe a simple brick pattern or something like that. So we're having these mixed tiles kind of like bleed into each other. Does that make sense?
It's not like from one directly to the other, it's a mix to get to the next surface.
Exactly. So we're seeing a lot of that, mixing the colors and things like that. Lots of texture. So am I drooling? I think I am. Because it's so beautiful.
Well, the show is very international too. So obviously you're getting the best of Spain and Italy and all these different countries, and it's come to you, literally for you, right in your own neighborhood.
Yeah.
How amazing is that?
I know.
This year, I know the show moves around, but you lucked out this year. You didn't have to travel far.
That's so true. I love that it was in Orlando this year. Next year is at New Orleans.
Yes.
So that's going to be fantastic too.
That's going to be fun. Absolutely.
We will be there, because I just think for a designer, even in a manufacturer, or if you're putting tile into your showroom, it's just important to know what's up and what's on the trends. That's what clients want. We're so inundated with Instagram and Pinterest and all these design platforms that allow us to see different things, and we're changing our mind so quickly these days. So being able to kind of see what's new, what's trending, I think it's just super important for anybody to get here and see it.
And you're big on the education. So I'm curious, when you were a student and involved in ASID, did you learn about tile back then, or is that knowledge you acquired through becoming a practicing interior designer? Was that kind of material on the radar back then?
I think a little bit. I think we definitely learned, the slip coefficients and kind of the technicalities of tile that we need to learn and know as a designer. I think, from when I was in school till now, the technology and what we're seeing and what we're able to do is just so vastly different that I wouldn't have really known that there. But being part of ASID, being part of an organization that I can come and see these things, like today is ASID day, so there's going to be a bunch of ASID designers here looking at all the products, and of course looking at them to spec for their clients, which is really the end result, right? We want to see it, but we want to see it go up somewhere and be installed into a space. So, so I think it's just really important to just see it all and continue that.
And I would think it's a huge advantage for your clients that you're here to stay on the leading edge. So when it's time for their project, you brought the best to the table. Do your clients even realize what's happening when you give them ideas?
I think so. I think they're probably watching my Instagram going, wow, she's having way too much fun over the past couple days.
Yeah.
And we have been. I'm like, this is my world. This is what I do all day, every day.
Bodes well for clients.
Yeah,
yes.
but I think it is. It's being trendy, knowing what's going on. And I use that word trendy very lightly, of course,
Sure.
Like I think for me, we look for something that's going to live a long time and really create, a cohesive environment for somebody, in whether it's forever or for resale. We kind of think of those things and ask those questions as we're specifying for our clients.
Right.
But 100%, I think being here, being an influencer, being part of the show is definitely going to help, my clients know that she really knows what she's doing, and A.Clore Interiors can really help, elevate the design that they have for their space.
So tell me about a project where you did use tile that is just like maybe one of your babies. You just love how it turned out. Describe it for us.
Yeah, so we just did a master bathroom renovation, and one of my favorite things, that we're seeing is the freestanding tub.
Yes.
And I love the mix of tile that we used in this project. We also used a leather-honed countertop, granite countertop, which was beautiful. So just seeing like new textures and like mixing it in, but it was a beautiful, beautiful project where we were able to use tile on every surface of the space, and that was what was so fun.
Oh, nice. And you need that in a spa-like master bath.
Yes, and it was that. And the client was really happy. I think the end result is I may like it as a designer, but it's not really that's not what's important. It's what the client wants.
Yeah.
So listening and honing in on that.
When you work with a client, do you have a mix? Some people are like, please go for it. I love what you do. Or most of your clients very particular, and you're just morphing their desires to meet what works that in a space.
It's a mixture. I think any designer, you have a dream of like, oh, I just want to be able to do whatever I want to do. But it's not really realistic, I think, because you don't want to be like, surprise, here's your kitchen or your bathroom. I hope you like it. It's a project. It's an investment. So I think it's important that we kind of check in with our clients as we go through the project just to make sure we're like in line with what they want. Doing a lot of listening. I have a 9-page questionnaire that they fill out. I mean, we really do a lot of programming to make sure as I'm starting to select products that I'm within style, within budget, within time frame, all of those things for the client we want to try and focus on so that we're doing the best.
They have to be active participant with a 9-page survey.
Absolutely, absolutely,
out.
very active.
You got to know what you want. Yes, let's make wise decisions together. Yeah,
but I think they trust us. As designers and professionals in the industry. That's why we're being hired. Is to be because we're trusted in the industry, and also being licensed and part of ASID elevates us a little bit more on that level too, because it's knowing that you're getting a qualified designer that can specify products within all of the realms that you need for your project.
Absolutely. So it's ASID Day. Yay. You have held a leadership role in this chapter, in this area. You've been in the organization a long while. What would you recommend for newbies, your colleagues who haven't been to coverings yet? How would you suggest they tackle a potentially overwhelming show like this?
Yeah, so I would just say, the coverings has a full catalog and a map. So doing a little pre-planning, in the hotel room the night before, just to kind of figure out what you're trying to hit. You may be looking for something specific for a client. Maybe you're just looking for something to bring into your showroom, or you're just here just to have fun and look at all the products that they have.
Be inspired.
Yeah, have a friend. I think that's always a good thing. You always want to take a picture, something like that. So having a friend or a colleague is a great way. And as far as getting involved in the industry or ASID, I'm a proponent of just never saying no. I mean, just when you get asked to go somewhere or do something or be involved, just say yes. I mean, again, as long as it meets your timing, your ethics, and all those things, that's important.
Right.
But I've come to where I'm at just by being part of the community, loving interior design. I'm super obsessed and love my profession. Protecting our profession is important as well.
Yeah.
So just all of those things, culminate into one inspiration, for coverings.
I love it.
Thanks.
I love it. So this is Thursday. We close the show tomorrow. Are you here for the long haul, or is today your last day? Or are you going?
Today is my last day here today.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been here since Monday. So today's the last day. I wanted to be here to have some fun with ASID Day. But yeah, so we'll close it up today. I mean, I'm not far, so if I feel like the inspiration and I just can't wait and I need to come back, I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, is there any moment that has stood out for you as an influencer, getting some special moments that you're like, wow, this
Yeah,
next covering.
I've got the goosebumps right now. You asking me that question. I think being part of the influencer group, there was 8 of us, and Becca who ran us all the past 3 days. Just meeting women and men that are like-minded in our industry and are just as passionate as I am about tile and stone and design. I think that was the most thing. For 2 days we've met and we're like best friends. You know what I mean? It's just really bonded. So I would say the biggest experience that I got was the friendships and the bonding that I got from the other influencers.
Wow.
And then all the amazing like comments that we've gotten on our social media about what we're showing, because it's like, oh, that's beautiful. Show me more. You know, people want to see more. So
you're
it's
teaching
been really good.
as you're going, and you've expanded your tribe.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. Yes.
I love it. Well, thanks for being with us here today. I
Appreciate
hope
it.
to see you on the show floor.
Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And thanks for watching.